And welcome back to episode 31 of the Hit the Showers podcast presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co host, Malcolm Playin King.
What's going on, Cliff?
Nah shit. It's just me and you today.
Hey, sometimes it's just two.
You know, it's alright though. We gonna get with it. I mean, starting now. Okay, yeah, I'll hold off on that. I'll hold off on that topic. But starting out, we'll just start it off with a question. Jaylen Brown gets injured, supposedly out for the rest of the season. Do they make the playoffs? Well, of course. I mean, no, really. Do they make the playoffs without him?
So right now, looking at the East, the Celtics are sitting at number 7
Right.
for the play-in tournament. I believe, I seen Evan Fournier had a great game the other night. He definitely helped out Jason Tatum a lot. If they can keep that rhythm up and he can be a legit replacement for the time being for Jaylen Brown, I think they'll definitely make the playoffs or the play-in tournament, I should say. But
They're already
again,
in the tournament, right?
well, they're number 7. They're in the play-in tournament.
Right.
There's a couple of games to go. So
Three, I
unless they take
believe.
it
3 games left in the season.
3, okay. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think they'll get past the first round. Let's see, they're slated to play the Hornets. I think that might be a good series, actually, though.
Well, no,
At
that's
the
just
same
for the
time.
play-ins.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just for
Well,
the play-in. So if they lose that one, they good, and then they gotta play the winner of Indiana and
right,
the Wizards. So I guess the
right.
real question is, do they either beat the Wizards or do they beat
Mm.
the Hornets? Because I don't see Indiana getting past the Wizards.
Yeah, I don't see Indiana getting past the Wizards, and at this rate, I don't see the Celtics without Jaylen Brown getting past the Wizards. But again, I mean, hey, it's any given game. You never know.
So you think the Hornets beat them too? Because that's the first game, the Hornets and the
I think they
Celtics.
could. I think they could. If I know Miles Bridges is out right now. I'm not sure how long he's out for. I'm sure he'll be back
Mm-hmm.
soon. But that's a nice young squad.
Yeah.
But I think the Celtics could take them though. I think they could take them though. I think Jason Tatum will know what time it is and he'll have to step up.
I mean, I feel like that's all or nothing. You know what I mean? I feel like
Right.
I don't know if I would say that. I was about to say I feel like they might match up a little better against the Hornets than they do the Wizards. So
Um.
I would hope that they get them out the way and go straight in and have the Hornets play whoever
Right.
wins that game.
Right.
What you said,
Yeah.
you
I
sounded like you didn't agree. Like you think that the Wizards would be a tougher matchup, or I mean a easier matchup than the Hornets for them.
no, there'll be a tougher matchup than the Hornets. I mean, you
Right.
what Bradley Beal just dropped 50 the other night. Russell had his usual triple double. I mean, that's dangerous against any team.
Yeah, I don't think they match
Um,
up well.
yeah, so I think I think that's what the Celtics do not want to see is a team like the Wizards. More of so a team like the Hornets would be more of a favorable matchup between the
How long is
choices.
Gordon Hayward out? Do you know?
Well, he's always out every year. I feel like he's just been
Right. Yeah. Right.
it's like how long this time? I can look real quick. Yeah, to be honest with you, I
I'll be
forgot
forgetting
that
about him.
he's
Yeah, I did
I
too.
forgot about him. I forgot that he's on the Hornets, and I forgot that he's out. So Gordon Hayward injury, yeah, he's hurt every year. So it says Hornet stars sideline at least 4 weeks. That was April 4th. It's been 4 weeks now.
Okay, so they probably holding them
So
off into the playoffs, and I don't blame them for that. So that might even be rougher. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't even think about
right,
that.
right. So they could be, yeah. He has a right foot sprain.
I didn't even think about that, man. The Celtics might be in trouble If they get
If
back
he comes back.
Hayward and Miles Bridges on that team the way they playing right now, they may be in trouble. I don't know
And,
if I see them getting past
and
that game, and then they got to move on to the winner of the Pacers in Washington.
well, better yet, Scary Terry. Scary Terry. That's who I'm worried about on the Hornets. You know what I mean?
I
Have longer
mean,
ball, obviously.
he does that though. He goes off. He does that. But we'll get into the
Yes.
first game. Well, since we're talking about the Celtics, um, they lost one to the Heat on what was that?
Mm-hmm.
That was actually Sunday, wasn't it? The ninth.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah, 124, 130. I mean, Jason Tatum does what he does, of course. He can't do it alone. It was another game where, of course, they did not have Jaylen Brown in that game. Um, I mean, that's a good game. I can't put too much blame on anyone in that game. It just came down to them getting outplayed, especially when the points get that high. The team does what they're supposed to do.
Right.
You exceeding the 120s. Tyler Hero he had 12 points, 3 rebounds in that game, but I can't talk too much about him because the game before he dropped 27.
He balled out.
Yeah, so I can't say too much bad about him, and I don't want to. He just somebody needed to kick him in the ass.
Right.
Jimmy
Sophomore slump.
Right, Jimmy Butler got his average. He got 26, 8 and 11. Jason Tatum finished with 29 points in that game. They just didn't do enough. That's why they lost that. I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah, that's a tough game. I mean, hey, you can only do so much. That was a tough one, though.
Yeah, and I don't want to really do too much judging based on the Heat. You know what I mean? Because Heat, the Heat are a sneaky good team. You know what I
They
mean?
are. Mm-hmm. They'll creep up
So
on you.
it's kind of hard to judge where you can't use the Heat as a litmus test. Is all I'm saying, because you might think that they're bad, especially this season compared to where they were coming out of the last year. You think, okay, the Heat aren't anywhere near a finals team, but they can still sneak out that bitch.
Oh yeah, right.
They can definitely still sneak out
Never
that
sleep
bitch.
on them.
So
Never sleep on Jimmy Buckets.
I don't want to use that as any sort of measurement to say whether or not the Celtics would or wouldn't get into or get past the play-ins and into the playoffs, because that's a good team to lose to, in my opinion. But moving on, forget the Celtics. I want to move on. The only reason why we went back that far is because of what we talked about off the air, and that was in reference to the Cavaliers Mavericks game. We took the L. We definitely took the L. 124-97. No thanks to Anderson Varejao. He was out there balling with 5 points, 8 rebounds, and an assist.
He did a little something. Right. He did a little something.
You can't hate on Anderson. But
No.
everybody wants to know. Well, I don't know if they want to know, but everybody's been talking about, was the punch to Colin Sexton's nuts intentional?
Man, I think so. I think I mean, the way I looked at it is just for what it was. I mean, if you accidentally hit somebody, that's one thing. And if you don't, make any eye contact directly after you did it to make it seem like it was on purpose, again, that's one thing. But the fact that, he's smaller than you, you deliberately, it's almost like watching my toddlers. Like, that's how I felt about Luka. Like, bro, you took your arm, for people who are only maybe just listening, not watching. You took your arm and you throw it down to another man's groin and then look back at him and stare at him with a pissed off expression and then tell people, well, that was an accident.
Right.
Right. If he didn't look at him, Cliff, I'll give him this. If he didn't even look at him after the fact that he did it, I still would think that's suspect.
Nigga, you still did that shit. You threw a no look pass, is what you did. But we know what the fuck you was doing.
Right, we know what you did. But yeah, the follow up with the look, man. Yeah, he's guilty.
And it's not like your fist accelerated.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it was moving at the same speed as just your natural motion. Your fist accelerated at that man's dick.
Yeah, right. Because
what's with ball punching? No, I just don't get
it. Paul's a kid. They say Chris Paul's the king of that. You heard about Chris Paul's legacy with it?
No, I didn't. I know about Draymond.
They say Chris Paul is the king at checking your nuts in a game. I don't know if it's little man. Well, Luka's not little, but you know what I mean? I don't know if that's Chris Paul's reason, but
I don't get it.
Luka's been rubbing me the wrong way lately, and I'm typically a Luka fan.
Why you say that? Like, as far as what?
He's just been real whiny. We talked about a couple episodes ago. It's not a good look. It's not a good look when somebody great complains or cries.
Right.
He does it a lot. He cries a lot about calls, plays, and Luka's been getting a lot of technical fouls lately in games. Have you seen that? He's getting called for a lot of text lately.
Nah. Text as far as what? Like as far as like refs, talking back to the okay.
Fouls, just stuff in general.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Who is Jay Mick? What's wrong with wanting to play with some balls? I mean, as long as they basketballs, I understand what you're saying, my G, but I just don't get this new wave of throwing shots at people's dicks and shit. Like, I'd rather you swing at me, like at my face. Like, don't try to sneak a quick one in there. That shit crazy.
That's the most sensitive spot too. So yeah, that's foul.
I just don't get it.
But it's Jason. I thought so. It's Jason. I thought so. Jason. Jason, me and Clifford, we're on you. We ain't heard or seen you in a minute since the wedding. I don't think we've seen him since the wedding. But anyways, what did you think about Colin Sexton's reaction saying, supposedly, allegedly, oh, I thought it was an accident. I don't truly think that he did mean to do that to me. I mean,
that's what he's supposed to say. That's what he's supposed to say for the sake of, for not causing any controversy. You know what I mean? Because he can't just come out there and be like, yeah, that bitch ass nigga did that shit on purpose. And the next time I see him, I'm throwing a knee, clean it. You know what he can't say that. So the only real thing to say is it was probably an accident. I'm going to take his word for it. That was an accident and we'll move past it, That's the business approach, so.
Yeah, I think he was the bigger man in the end for the way that Colin Sexton, that is, for the way he handled it. But definitely seemed like it was blatant to me.
But everybody on ESPN and shit talking about it was an accident. It was an accident.
Shannon Sharp was his lawyer. He looked. He did not do it. He did not do it on purpose. I'm like, bruh. And you know what's funny? Because Skip Bayless had called him out and said, Shannon, we all know if it was you playing in football and happened, you could be ready to fight after the game or during the game. Like you're saying this now, looking from the outside in, but if it was you, come on, like most of us, like you said, Cliff, like I'm about to, we're damn about to fight at this point. Like there's no way that's an accident. And you looked at me, afterwards.
He didn't really connect though. It'd be one thing if he connected,
but the fact that you tried to hurt me and you looked at me. So you tried to hurt me and you tried to punk me?
Right. That is kind of what that was, huh? Kind of.
You know what I mean?
I can see how you get there with that whole chain of events.
But like they said, Cliff, you did it to the right player, Luka, because you don't do it to LeBron. You wouldn't do it to no DeMarcus. You would. There's certain people that he knows he could not put. Montrezl Harrell. They named him.
I mean,
I guess they got him last year.
It depends on how much. He must not be making that money like that. Because I'm thinking in my head, like, we ain't making these playoffs. I'm about to throw one. Just one. Just one right back. Pow.
Luka got something going on in his personal life. He's been angry lately. I think that's just what it come down to. He's mad about something. He
It's
ain't
gonna
doing.
come out. It's gonna come out that his mom is sleeping with Tim Hardaway
It like the
Jr.
LeBron James situation.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And they're number 5, Cliff, in the playing tournament. The Mavericks are, by the way.
I thought they were
So they're in the.
6.
No, there it says Jazz 1, Suns 2, Clippers 3, Nuggets 4, Mavs 5, Trailblazers 6.
Oh, really?
This was as of today, I believe, when I pulled it from NBA.com.
Let me find
They
out.
they try to update it every day in real time because the records change and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, the Mavs are slated to make the playoffs.
I got the Trailblazers 5, Mavs 6.
Yeah, Blazers been losing a couple games lately. They're at 6 right now.
Okay, so mine. I thought that was just today.
I could look again, but yeah, that's what I pulled from. That's what
G.
I pulled. Unless I pulled it, you know what? I did start my notes yesterday.
Yeah,
So you may be
they
right. I
switched.
started my
It's
notes yesterday.
Trailblazers 5,
They
Mavericks
switched.
6. Uh-huh.
Okay, but either way, they're
Yeah,
still
they're
going
still
officially
locked.
going to the dance, right?
They're still
Yeah. So I
locked
don't know.
because,
Luka better get it together then, bro. Because
well, I mean, I doubt it, but the Lakers are only one game back.
we've been playing some. We've been
So
playing
I don't
some
know who else the Mavericks play in this season, but if it's a
upcoming games.
division game and they lose it and the Lakers win, they would tie. I don't know. The Lakers probably have to win too.
Right. Yeah. I know the Lakers have Houston, I want to say, coming up, so that should be an easy win. But anyways, yeah, Mavericks gonna have to step it up because Luka can't afford to do this in the playoffs. So all that BS he's doing, he better get it out the way now.
He's still young though. I mean, he knows that he has to operate differently in the playoffs than he does out in the
right.
That's something that
regular season.
Right. That's something that regardless of maturity, that you can't get away with some of the shit that you would get away with in the regular season in the playoffs. You can't yell at refs and do all that bullshit because now these games count. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I feel like if anybody can do it, Luka can. Luka has the youth on his side. He very rarely has serious injuries that sideline him for a while. So I feel like he's the guy that could get past if he drops that low. Well, if they drop to 7, he could get through the play-ins and play. They're still not going to win.
Right. No, they're not.
They're not going to win. Even if Porzingis comes back miraculously, they're not going to win. I don't see him getting past the first round. The second round.
He's always hurt too, anyways, and I agree. And Luka's just
hey, mama,
hey mom, he's still young, and he froze Luka. That is a lot in the playoffs last year. That was a big complaint. He just wasn't stepping up, but he's got time.
He's still fairly young. He's still young. You gotta give him some time, but I mean, he's developed. I guess it's that whole James Harden thing. It just goes to show how much different it is playing in the regular season as it is to playing in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, James Harden.
Like people say that like the degree, the level of competition increases by the different levels of play. Like high school, college, pros. But imagine pros to playoffs.
Right.
That's a completely different jump. Because a lot of those pros don't even make it to the playoffs. So they're pros, they're good, but they're not going here. These are a separate set of...
Right.
And there's no games off. There's no every game is a tough game from here on out. This is when we really weed out the bullshit, when we really cut out the fat.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not for everybody.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's why I do want to see. Honestly, I do want to see the Hornets make it, and I do think they will. I think they'll make it out of the play-ins. Um, if they don't beat the Celtics, which I could see happening, it's gonna be tough, but I could see it happening. Um, I could see them. I could see them beating the Wizards.
The Hornets.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, I mean that's.
I could see them beating
So
the Wizards.
you got Bradley Bill and triple double Russ on the other side. I mean, against a young team, I don't know how that matches up.
Yeah, there's gonna be a mismatch one way or the other, cause even if you can't have Lonzo on Russ.
I mean, Melo.
Or Melo on Russ, and you can't have Devontae Graham on Russ. But you could have Terry on Russ. But then you would either have to have Melo or Devontae on Beal.
Yeah, I don't think it matters who you have on Russ. I mean, he's getting a triple double most of those early. If it was a series, he definitely would most of those games.
See, I would
especially
keep Terry on him. I would put Terry on him just for the simple fact that Terry, he has defense. He'll stop you. He's a lot stronger than his size portrays, so he can cut off some of those angles Russ takes to the hoop. Might disrupt some of your passing lanes and all that.
Right.
Beal is gonna abuse either of those two young bucks, and
right.
That's not to disrespect either of them. They're just not. They're not. They haven't been in the league long enough to know what to do with a man like Bradley Beal.
Monster.
So yeah, I don't. That's the only downfall. Who are their bigs? They got Bertans.
You talking about the Wizards?
Yeah.
I believe one of the Lopez, brothers plays on
Robin. Who else? I don't know. It's not coming to me right now.
Nobody notable.
And then the Hornets have Biyombo.
Bismack.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. Who else do they have? Why am I blanking at the moment?
Washington, Miles Bridges.
Yeah, that's right. They don't really have too many. They don't got a.
Yeah, Cody Zeller, he's played out.
Oh yeah,
he's played out.
But he's back. Yeah, I forgot Cody is back. So yeah, no, that's That's an interesting matchup, actually. I actually think that game would be fireworks.
I think it'd be a good game. I just don't think that young team would be ready to take on Russell and Bradley. I think it's gonna come down to,
I don't know.
At that point.
I don't know. There's a reason why the Wizards are coming in at 10.
Right. No, I agree. But again, you can never sleep. You can't sleep on them either because they beat a couple teams that even I thought they wouldn't be able to beat. You know what I mean? They
one-offs are different.
Sometimes
one-offs are different though. But I mean, I guess that is the magic about the play-in tournament is it only takes one.
One-off.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And that's that do or die. And I'm sure that the hype will eventually get to Russ about not, doing much in the playoffs. So he might, who knows what we'll see from him.
Right.
Well,
we'll move on. But speaking of my Hornets and Scary Terry and them, he dropped 43 on the Pelicans on Sunday.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, that was a great game. Melo and Lonzo, man, I feel like every time Melo's going, it's almost like he takes it personally. Like, I'm out here with my brother, I gotta shit him.
Right.
I gotta shit him. And he does it too every time out. I don't understand what it is about that.
Yeah, LaMelo showed out. I mean, he definitely was elite. Lonzo was good in that game, but Melo was elite.
Yeah, Lonzo was good. He's just so timid. It's just like
it's different.
He passes up shots. He does I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not saying he's a bad point guard by any means. He just I don't know what it is. He does not want to shoot. He doesn't want to shoot.
I never wanted him in LA. I remember when he was at UCLA and people were talking about him and oh, you better hope your Lakers
I
get
thought he
him.
was a
I
solid
mean,
player for sure at UCLA. I mean,
like you said, that's different. That's a different level. Like you said, college versus the pros. Like,
he didn't
I was
stand
like,
out to me like, of course, because me being a Cleveland fan, I'm always at the bottom of the barrel, so I always look at the next top threes coming out. Like, okay, out of those
Obi
three, which
Toppin
would I like
one.
to have? Which all
Oh,
that. And Lonzo was never one that I was like, ooh, I'd like to have him in Cleveland.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. He's too timid. Like you said, he doesn't want to. He doesn't have that. Doesn't have that mentality. You know what I mean? Like a lot of cats really don't have that mentality, but he
Right.
definitely doesn't have it. He shows it. Like it's evident.
Now your boy
You know,
Cade,
Kay
I
Cunningham.
like
That's what I'm
Cade.
gonna say.
I
Jason
like
Hiller,
it's a lot coming. It's a lot of people coming up
Jalen
this year. I like
Suggs,
Suggs. I
Gonzaga,
do like Suggs. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Terrence Clark would have been all right. Rest in peace, him. That's foul. He
Out
was
of
gonna be a good
Kentucky.
player. Yeah, he was a small forward.
Yeah.
I think he was projected to go within the top 10, top 15, but
It's
you
somebody
never
else I'm
know.
thinking of. I can't think of.
Was it a center? I know. I want to say there's a center or something.
I think there
Oh,
is,
there's
but
that one.
not who I'm thinking of. Though.
I
But
you're thinking
who are you
of.
about to say?
Who's the dude from what school was it? He broke their record. He was balling this year as white dude. Um, I want to say he was a center. I'm pretty sure he's a center. Power forward center. I don't remember what school he went to, but he broke the school's record for most points in school history. He was balling. I can't think of what school, what his name was. Hold on, that's gonna bug me.
Big
But
man.
yeah, yeah, he was a big man. I
Was it Notre
want to say Iowa
Dame? No, it
State.
wasn't Notre Dame.
Was it Iowa, or was it just Iowa? Iowa basketball player. I'm looking. I want to say it was Iowa. I could be wrong. Yeah, Iowa
It was
center Luke Garza. Luke Garza.
okay. I know you talking about.
He's
I do know you talking
he
about.
yeah, he was a
Yeah,
big. He'll
no,
go.
not really concerned with him just because of Jared Allen.
Jared Allen.
Uh huh.
Oh, you mean for your Cavs?
Yeah. As far as
Oh,
like
okay.
getting a marquee player that can turn your franchise around, I'm not going with a center just because Jared gets the job done and we're not in the era of basketball where a center is going to turn an entire franchise around by themselves.
I agree.
It just
No, I
doesn't work
definitely
like
agree.
that right now. So you need
Right.
right, you need a killer, and right now Cleveland doesn't have any. I'm not gonna say Colin Sexton is not a killer, but he's not the guy you need running the show. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And right now, what I think, and not to hang up on my squad, but not right now, what I think it is it's a Russell Westbrook situation.
Hmm. How so?
Just because right now Colin Sexton is the clear best player on the team. You know what I mean?
He is.
Like
He
he
is. Yeah,
puts
I
the
said
most
so.
points up. You put the ball in his hands when we're in a slump. You do all that. So because he's the best player, he feels like he can put up all kinds of shots that you shouldn't really even be putting up. And until we get a Kevin Durant per se, or someone that's just as good, that'd be like, hold up, bro, like don't even take those dumbass shots. You see me on this 3 point line by myself. He's gonna continue to do that shit. We're gonna continue to see what was his percentage? Not this
30s,
past one. On
30s.
Sunday he was 8 for 19. That wasn't too bad. But the other game I think he was like 8 or 9 for 26 or something like that. And I'm like, now those games I get that you're in a slump, right? But when you're in a slump, what you do is you help out the other players.
So maybe he has that Kobe and Steph Curry mindset.
Right, and I agree, but you're not there
You know what I
yet.
mean?
You're not there
Right.
yet. So until somebody, and right now nobody's big enough to say, bro, stop. You're not there yet. So until they get somebody that's good enough to be like, I can do this myself, stop. You're not there yet. He's gonna keep doing it. Just like
Well, isn't that
Russ.
where the
Russ had a
coaching?
KD on the team, and he's still doing it to this day.
That's just that's just gonna
I'm
be a
never
tough.
gonna stop doing this. I'm never gonna
Right.
stop shooting up shots I know I can't hit. I'm never gonna stop.
Right. Right. Yeah, he don't care. That boy don't care literally. But do you think, as far as Cleveland goes, that comes down to a coaching, lack of coaching as far as discipline goes? Telling your young guy, hey, I know you got potential, but I need you to be more mindful of your shots.
No, it
You know what I
definitely
mean?
has something to do with that because I read an article this past week that said in Collins' first 2 years with Cleveland, the coaching staff was ordered to give him nothing but praise. Like it's okay. Like it's okay if you're missing. Keep taking those shots. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting them up. Keep doing all that. And I understand doing that to a rookie, but you can't keep doing that to somebody that, because as a rookie he proved himself to be all right. You know what I mean? He wasn't a player where you had to reinforce his confidence. He was confident enough as it is. So now, right, by you doing that, what you've done is you've created a monster. You've created a guy that went from taking enough shots to taking too many shots, and well, I can't say you haven't increased your points per game, but that's to be expected when you're taking 20-something shots.
Yeah, that's a lot of shots. That's a lot of shots.
Yeah, you're averaging 25 points a game this season, which is a good increase. But when you're putting that many shots up, but at the same time, there's not too much in Cleveland to, even out the workload. So I guess I'm being hard on him by saying taking all those shots, because who else is going to do it?
That's what I was about to say, is who else, if not him, who else is going to do
it?
Because Darius Garland has potential, but like you said, he's still coming into his own.
He's still timid. He's still acting kind of like Lonzo-ish. He's still a little Lonzo. He has more of an offshoot than Lonzo, don't get me wrong, but he is still very, when you see the potential that he has, it's like, why won't you just do it?
Right.
Just do it.
Are you nervous?
That's who you should be. That's that reinforcement shit. That's who you should have been giving it to, Darius. Because Darius needs that. Colin does not. Colin's coming in like, I'm doing this whenever, to whoever. He takes it up on Westbrook. Sinners, right?
He's right. Yeah, he must watch a lot of Russ.
And he succeeds, so you can't knock it. But then you'll see him running and throw a crazy ass floater up on somebody he had no business driving at. It's like, okay.
Yeah, Collins he's still coming into his own too. But I think
they all are.
Well, in Cleveland, to me, he's never. I don't say never. I guess Tyronn Lue was at least a decent coach, but I never really seen Cleveland, in my opinion, have any standout coaches. I feel like that's what y'all really need, is somebody who's.
I kind of liked, if I'm being 100,
Mike Brown.
No, I kind of like Byron Scott.
Oh yeah, okay. Because y'all go through. It must be a Cleveland thing between the basketball and the football team.
They just let them go. They like, oh, one season, you're out of there. Half a season, you're out of there. We gave you a season and a half. You're out of there.
Yeah, but I forgot about Byron Scott. I liked Byron Scott.
Yeah, I like Byron. And he didn't really have a lot of pieces either, but.
Yeah, because he coached my Lakers, if I remember, I believe too. I think maybe it might have been after Cleveland, or
I think it was right before. I think we got him from the Lakers, I believe.
Yeah, I like Byron Scott. Wasn't too bad. Now, I don't know. This is just I don't know, wishful thinking. Like I said, man, somebody like y'all, whoever should have signed to Mark Jackson. I still feel like Mark Jackson, before Steve Kerr. Let's be.
I agree.
1,000. Steve Kerr took over Mark Jackson's key pieces when Mark Jackson was already leading them towards that promised land.
Right.
I'm not trying to diss Steve Kerr.
No, I like Steve Kerr too.
But hell, whether it's Coach Beeline, Cliff, or what's his name, Putin, that y'all had, if they were on the Warriors,
he said Putin.
What was his name?
Black.
Black. I said Putin.
They're
all from the same. I'm tripping. Yeah, Vladimir.
You a fucking fool.
We love everybody, but my whole point is, it's just unfortunate because it's like, and maybe Steve Curry is a decent coach. To me, it's just always been hard to tell because typically you're on a great team in the Warriors. Typically,
right.
When the Cavs,
it's past generation,
right?
That generation before, they was like Cleveland.
The Warriors. Oh, right. When Baron Davis or talking about before that, even before that.
Shit.
I remember it used to be trash. It used to be trash.
Yeah, they wasn't the best.
Yeah, I just feel like Cleveland just, like I said, Cleveland's a few pieces away from really being a contending team. I do believe that. They have a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I said like, give us 2-3 years and you're going to see us at least in the playoffs. Not necessarily winning them, but we'll be there. But we'll move on. We were talking about Westbrook. Let's move on to Westbrook. The Hawks versus the Wizards on Monday.
Hawks won by 1, I believe, in that game, right?
125-124. Was that the game that Russell broke Oscar Robertson's record?
I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head which game. I want to say yes, but I know it was obviously very recent.
Either way, shout to Russell for that. That's definitely
oh yeah,
an achievement. I believe. I don't know. I believe that was his 182nd triple double game against the Wizards, against the Hawks.
So he broke his record against the Atlanta Hawks. Yep, that was the game. Sure was.
Okay.
Sure was.
Well, yeah, congrats to Russell for that accomplishment. Did Oscar Robertson get any rings?
Let's see.
Look that
That's
up.
a good question. I want to say he did, but let's see. Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, look that up.
Championship rings. 1971. Among the 51 items listed were the championship ring Robertson won with the Milwaukee Bucks. I thought so in 1971.
Okay. Well, maybe his stats is empty. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, he won. And he auctioned. So, fun fact, he actually auctioned off his championship ring at some point.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, if you had multiple, maybe, but just one, I need
you don't
that.
know. Maybe that don't mean nothing to him.
Hey, we know it don't mean nothing to us. Listen, that don't mean nothing to him for sure.
He working at it right now. You can't be mad.
He working overtime and not even getting to spend the paycheck, so to speak. He ain't get to reap the benefits. That's my only problem with him. Is like I said, we know Russ can do these things. The world knows that. But you are a stat player. You cherry pick, for crying out loud, like you said. You know what I mean? Russ is that, you remember, Cliff, we all been there. Russ is, whether it's work or childhood growing up, Russ is that student or that person that just does the most. You remember being in class, you're like, oh yeah, you just doing the most. Or being at work, like everybody's doing their job, but you are doing the most. Like you are trying to just go hard.
I see.
I don't say for no reason. I don't say for no reason, but it's like Russ is incredible. I just feel like, what all is it worth just to say I broke some stats and you can't sit at this table? Right. You can't sit at this table. And has Russ, I was going to ask you this, I couldn't remember. I know I could have looked it up though. Was Russ ever MVP of the NBA? He had a season or two.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so. Right? So once again,
he had some arguments to be, but no, I don't think he ever got it.
Once again, that's another thing I was thinking. So you haven't won a ring. Okay. Bro, you haven't even won MVP. But yet, again, kudos to you. You're breaking triple-double records.
So here's a question. Is he on... How long is his contract?
Bruh, Russell don't got no contract. Remember, he signed that 6-year major contract with OKC for big money and then said, I'm out. I can try to look it up, though, but I just know he's not... You know what I'm saying? If he wants to be out...
Right, I know what you mean.
You know, he's out.
Do you think that Bradley Beal is happy with him?
Russ signed a 5-year, $206 million contract. Bro, that's what... Oh, my bad. Hold on.
That was what...
The final year of his deal has a player option worth $47 million in the 2022-2023 season. So that's one more year.
So this is his last year.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no. This coming year is his last year. 2021, 2022 would be his last year. Then the player option would take in effect 22 to 23 if they so choose. Right. So,
do I think Bradley Beal wants to keep playing with him?
That's essentially what my question was. Correct.
I mean, I gotta see how old Bradley is. At this point, I feel like Bradley wants a chip. Bradley balls like he wants a chip. You know what I mean?
You said Bradley Ball?
Bradley Beal. I'm saying Bradley balls like he wants a chip.
Oh, okay. Playing. I see what you're saying.
But Bradley, he's playing like...
added him to the family.
Yeah, right. No, but he's playing to me, even before Russ got there, like, I want to... Like, I want... Like,
he always has, though. He always has. I think...
Yeah. So to answer your question, I think he'll give it a shot like he's doing because he has to right now. But if Russ can't do it, I can see him being like, I'm not getting any younger. I need to play with somebody where I can win, where I can get a chip.
And he gonna be in LA.
Right. That's what I was about to say. You're gonna Braun, set it up. Rich Paul. Get him on the phone. And he'll get it done too. You know?
Oh, you know LeBron will be on that.
It probably already is.
Right. He said the contract's already typed up. I'm faxing it over now.
And he'll still find a way to screw us over. Goodness gracious. That's another topic. But yeah, I mean, I think Bradley wants to win, Cliff. I think he wants to win. I don't think he's content on just playing the game. I think he wants to win.
And what you're saying on top of that is you can't do it with Russ?
I just think you can't. I mean, like you said, you have arguably, quote unquote, the second best player in the world. Some try to say the first, not many, but some. KD. You couldn't win it with him. He was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals against the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Blew it. So I mean, and then once again, you play with James Harden, supposedly one of your best friends, supposedly. Bruh, even he said, "This ain't working for me. I can't do this." You know,
I don't know if you could really just put that on Russ. He just didn't like being the sixth man in OKC. I don't think it had anything to do with Russ so much.
No, I'm talking about, remember they played together in the Rockets.
In the Rockets. Remember? Yeah, you are right.
All I'm saying is, Cliff.
You are right. I wouldn't even think about that.
Right. That's what I was getting at. I look at common denominators, Cliff. If you go play with me, I'll use Aaron since part of the show, obviously. Me, Aaron, whatever. And all of us are like, yeah, all right, we just can't play. We can't win. We can't do it. We love Cliff, but we just can't win. We can't play with them. We can't play. You know, it's like, you may not really truly be the problem, but it's just common denominator, bro. Right. We can't play with you. All of us are great too, and we're not winning with you, and we're saying we can't play with you. To me, it's like, I'm looking at you like, bro, it's you then. You know what I mean? Like, it's you. Like, yes, you're great, Russell, but we can't play with you, bro. You're the kid that don't want to share, like you said. You know what I mean? Russ is your nephew last weekend when he wanted to share the game when he was on the phone.
Listen, he it does seem that way. That motherfucker don't want to share rebounds, assists.
He don't want to share, Cliff. He don't want to share. Because think about it, Cliff.
Maybe that is exactly what it is.
All these years, LeBron never made, from what we know of, a stride to try to play with him or get him on the team with him. Now we all said LeBron doesn't want to play with people that are great too, but at the same time, like we know AD is somewhat great, and he plays with him. I think he can. He can't play with the rest. Can't play with the rest. If you want to win a championship, you can't play with the rest.
I mean, AD kind of is a beta though.
What do you mean?
Like he's a beta. Like he's not a although he plays great, he's a beta.
He's so soft.
That's essentially what I'm saying. Like he'll take the background role. You know what I mean? You got your alphas and you got your betas.
I think
LeBron's an alpha, Russ is an alpha. AD is a beta. Mm-hmm. If someone's better, you got it. You know what I mean?
It's funny you said that, Cliff. I was watching an interview of AD. I think it's the game where he dropped like 40 the other night. I don't remember if it was the Suns, because I think it might be against the Suns. My whole point was, in the interview, he said something, because, with my team, he said, oh, excuse me, with the team. Hold on, bro. You meant what you said, but you changed what you said because it's quote unquote LeBron's team.
Right.
So when he used the my team and then you know what I mean? You're right though, because like I feel like a real alpha would have been like, yeah, my team, with my team and me and my team,
because and it's not even disrespect. It's it's our team, but they're asking me. They're not asking you. So it's my team right now. Right. Yeah, in your interview it'll be your team, but right now with my team.
Oh snap! I thought that was so weak.
I think that's what it comes down to. Is we kind of talked about it last week too. LeBron, or it might not have been last week. I think it was Saturday. LeBron throw his, his baby powder in the air and go over to the other side and dap the opposing players and whisper in their ears and shit. Like, that's not the kind of player that's designed to play with someone else you can't control.
Mm-hmm. No.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Because just to go across that court, and I understand that that's the new wave where the mark of sportsmanship on the game.
Mm-hmm.
But just to go over there and be like, yeah, I talked to you, it kind of indicates control.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because me being on the opposite end, I'll dap you up, but don't whisper in my ear. You know what I mean? Like, we're not cool right now. Maybe when the horn rings at the end of the game, we can have a conversation. But I don't want to hear nothing you got to say right now. Please get on your side of the court.
Right. We're opponents right now.
So it's almost like you walking over to me and saying, hey, Cliff, I really do respect the way you play. I'd like to play with you next year, but okay, whatever. You're an enemy. You're an enemy right now. We'll talk about that in the off season or after this game is over.
Right.
But right now, you think you're that comfortable that you can come over to my side of the court and say, hey, hello, I would like to network with. No, that's not what this is. This is still a game. It's still a sport. And you're still on the opposite end of me.
I never thought about it like that, but that's a great point. That is a great point. I can see that. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's just my sick and twisted way of thinking. But I don't want you to ever think you have an up on me, like you're sunning me, like, because that's what that is.
LeBron knows if he played in, I didn't mean to catch up, but if he played in the early Kobe or Jordan era, bro, you can't pull that.
They be like, get your ass back across the court and play. Check up, nigga.
Hey, Cuddy, try that on the Bad Boys Pistons, bro. Go ahead and try it.
They might have all ran over as soon as he crossed that half court line. Like, what you doing? What you coming over here for?
Bro. Swung. Everybody would have swung.
And now, listen, everybody can be cool.
Yeah, it's a way different league now. But that's a good point with LeBron, though. I guess I didn't think about it that way. That's crazy.
You know what?
I saw something. Go ahead.
And keep that in mind. But I was about to say, you know what? That's why I think we have so many injuries now too. Because everybody's friends. So it's like you don't have to hear shit when you sit out. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, you a bitch. Oh, this bitch ass nigga ain't. You know what I mean? He's hurt.
Right.
He can't play. Oh, we out here playing, but he can't show up. He can't play. But now because we're in this PC culture where you can't really do that, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit out because my back hurts. When back in the day, Jordan would be like, yeah, his bitch ass back hurt. I dropped 60 because his back hurt and he didn't want to play.
Right.
And now we in an era where you can come across the court and say hello to your enemies. And you can say what you want. During that 48 minutes, you are my enemy. You're an enemy of mine. You're on the opposing side of me. You're an enemy.
Right.
That's what sports are.
Man. And I saw something today where supposedly Jordan came out and said that he felt that mentality-wise that Kobe was tougher than him. Speaking of those guys that had that grit, from what you were saying, that didn't want to be friends with you and wanted to play the game. Like, I guess Jordan came out and was like, you know what? He was like, I know I was tough. He was like, but matter of fact, he's like that young dude back in the days. I think he was mentally tougher than me. Like he just, you know, he didn't want to talk to you. He didn't want to, you know, he was out to take your head off every game.
I just feel like people are driven by different things, is what it comes down to.
Right.
And I don't think that they were driven by the same things, which is why they were so similar but had different styles of being tough. You know what I mean? Jordan's toughness was efficiency. You had to be efficient with Jordan. It wasn't necessarily passion he needed you to play with. You had to be efficient. You had to make that shot if he's going to pass that ball. Kobe was more so passion. I need you to try to drive that lane like I'm driving that lane. Like, I need you to, you know what I mean? Like it was a bit different, but I don't know if I would instantly go to he was more. He might have been though. He might have been.
If Jordan says it,
I'll agree, or I mean, I'll take his word for it. But
yeah, right. You know, coming from Jordan, that's a big nod.
I'm just thinking off of, you know, my understanding.
Hey, listen, Kobe used to go in your locker room. I remember, I think you've seen the video years ago too. I think it was Nick Young and a couple people. They played like crap after a game, and so Kobe came in there and said, "Anybody got my shoes on? Take them off. Give me my right now. Give me my."
Right.
Said, yeah, boy, you know.
Listen,
but yeah, they both in their respective rights. I feel like we're tough and similar and different, like you said, in their own ways.
But Kobe always used to say crazy shit, like not crazy. I don't ever want to say crazy.
He cussed people out.
Well, no, I'm talking about like Kobe used to say he wanted to die on the court and stuff like that. Like he wouldn't mind dying on the basketball court. And I'm not saying that that's crazy, because if that's your passion, I understand exactly why someone would say something like that. But I don't ever recall hearing that from Jordan. Now, his actions may have led me to believe he would if he had to win.
Play with the flu. He played with the flu. You could die from the flu. You could die from the flu. And listen,
and he gave it his all, too. That's what I'm saying. Like that's when I'm like, I don't know if I would automatically just give that to Kobe, because Jordan kind of just did shit.
He did.
You know what I mean? Like, Jordan just did it. Now, Kobe, that's the same motherfucker that, he popped his Achilles.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
Took them, man. So I can't, yeah.
Kobe was insane. He was crazy. He was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan may be right.
You know? But Man,
Which one would you say would be more impressive?
I mean, it's gonna be biased coming from me. I feel like it's better for you because you got to see both. You know what I mean? For me, obviously, I primarily grew up. Remember, I
Right.
seen Jordan on the Wizards,
You know, I grew
where I
up
got to
on
really,
Jordan.
you know what I mean? So like,
I always rooted against him though.
right? I mean, because he's good. Yeah,
He
he
was
was
just
great.
so
He was.
good. I just wanted to see somebody beat him.
It's same with Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady for real, but I'm gonna root against him,
Right.
just like you in the Super Bowl. You know what
That's
I mean?
that's
I love Tom Brady for real, but I'm
that.
gonna root against you
I feel like
because
they
you
fit the
always
same.
win.
Yeah, they fit. That's
You always
yep.
win. You're too damn good. You know, as much as that sounds
Tom
crazy,
Brady may need to come out with football cleats.
Brady can come out whatever he wants at this point. You know what I mean? He can look. It might be
I
Brady
mean, but
Quinn.
like, why isn't his marketing? Why isn't his marketing manager telling him like, be the Jordan of football? Like, bring some football cleats out,
Mm.
transfer them into regular tennis shoes. You'll have the first football tennis shoe that's based on the
Mm.
cleats that you sell. You'll make bread, and then you can go on making money after you retire.
Well, Brady, if this ever gets back to you, we need you to cut Cliff and I at least a portion
Listen,
of all
give us a
revenue.
piece. Give Hit the Showers a piece of that, because that's dumb for you. You should have already started
He
that.
should. He should.
That should have already been in
He
the makes.
yeah, I agree. Because they're looking at I I mean, to me, I kind of feel like they're looking at Brady as the Jordan, obviously, of football, and
Right.
Mahomes as the young Kobe coming up as far as long term goes. And so yeah, you're right. Brady, you need to get your own shoe deal, and you should have been on that. So for that, you get an early hit the showers because you didn't get no shoe deal.
Mm,
You get an early hit the
I might
showers
have
because
to
bro, you need to
agree.
get a you
Or
know,
your
that's a good point
manager.
though.
But you should be
Your
smart enough.
manager.
I'm sure he's smart enough by now that you would have some sort of managing sense. But no, because I could also see Brady being a single focused individual where he's only focusing on his football,
Football.
his pass, his players. So maybe he didn't. So I'm not gonna give it to Brady. I'll give it to your marketing team.
Right. Brady marketing team early hit the
Give it to
showers.
TB12 Incorporated.
But I know we was so I believe we got on the whole mentality thing originally. I know that's how we kind of got there. But yeah, man, I mean, as far as the grit goes in the game, like you said, I mean, it's hard to find these days. I wish a lot of these now Zion, I feel like Zion's gonna have it, Cliff. Zion, I feel like is starting to try to find his grit in the NBA.
He is playing more aggressive.
Right.
He's just so nice of a guy. You know what I
He
mean? Like I just feel like it's gonna take more than that.
Someone got to slap him in the face before every game and get,
Yeah, like
get
rough
him
him,
riled.
like rile him up a bit. You know what I mean?
I
Because if he
would.
played aggressive, nobody could stop him. There's not a
Hmm.
man in the league that could. LeBron couldn't stop him.
Not Embiid.
Embiid couldn't stop him. What's
Hmm.
the big dude? Big dude. He's moving the big dude. Miritich.
That sounds familiar. Not Nicola. But I know you're talking
No,
about.
I can't think of his name. He's the biggest dude in the NBA. He's moving
Oh,
everybody. The big,
on the
the big.
Mavericks. On the Mavericks.
Is he on the Mavericks now?
Tall. He's like 7'4". He's tall.
Yeah,
I feel like I know you're talking about.
it might.
Yeah,
Is it the Mavericks?
I'm about to look. I think that's him because he's like abnormally tall, like insane.
Yeah, I
You
thought
said
it was
Mir.
like the Clippers or something, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you talking about Clippers is Vucevic.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of. I'm talking about Miritich, but
Well, hold on. There's Nikola Mirotic. He says he's an ex-Buck player. Ex-Buck.
oh, did they
Nikola
cut him?
Mirotic. I guess so. It
Mm.
says it says the Spanish club announced, and that was last year. He's playing overseas.
I thought
If it's Nikola Mirotic.
You got that Ashton Kutcher hair from that '70s show,
I believe so. Yeah, he's playing overseas. This person. I'm looking at his picture too.
and he got that Ashton Kutcher hair from that '70s show.
No, you're thinking of the guy on the Mavericks. Then I know you're talking about. Yeah, the guy on the Mavericks has that Ashton Kutcher hair from the '70s show, and he's Bo, but not. He's super tall. I'm gonna look. That's gonna bug me
I'm
now.
telling you, his last name is Miritich.
Boban Marjanovic.
Marjanovic.
I knew who you were talking about though.
Boban. Yeah, Boban.
Boban. Yeah, bro. He's 7'4". He's 7'4"
You
on the Mavericks.
Exactly correct.
Yeah. He's 32. Looks older than that.
Miritich is the dude that Aaron always talks about. Got his shit rocked by Bobby Portis.
right. He's in the EuroLeague playing with Eric, probably.
Yeah, I'm tripping. You know all them Eastern European names.
Right. They all go together these days, for real.
Listen, but yeah, nobody's stopping Zion if he had that killer
anger. Yeah, man. Need to have him train with Shaq.
I told you the closest killer, out of that young group was Anthony Edwards. He has killer in him. He just hasn't developed it.
I'll go a step further than that. John Morant. That's a bad man. John Morant got that killer instinct.
He don't, man. He has athleticism and he wants to dunk on people, but he don't. Like, I actually had a question tonight, looking back at what we know now. Would you still have drafted him at number 2?
Hell yeah, he's Rookie of the Year last year. He's bad. He's not bad, impressive, man. John Morant called himself top 5 point guard in the league.
He's delusional.
I'll give him top 10 though.
I'll give him top 10, but he's delusional if he thinks he's top 5. He's more inconsistent than Lonzo.
Let me see his stats.
He's more inconsistent than Lonzo.
I love the way he plays.
And you very rarely break double digits in assists.
So he's averaging 19.3 stats this season, 45.2 field goal percentage, 4 rebounds, 7 assists.
Same stats from last season, except for he increased his field goal percentage and decreased his field goal percentage and increased his field goal points per game from 47 to 43% or something like that.
You're close, 47 to 45.
Right. I'm telling you, I don't forget stats. And look at the games, though. Look at the games, though. Look at his games. Don't just look at that average. Look at his past games over the past 10 games. It's like 12, 27, 16, 11.
Well, just last night, he dropped 24 against Dallas.
Yeah, he did do all right. And then game before he dropped, 12?
12 and 12 and 20 and 37.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're too wishy-washy. I don't care if you're explosive. I need consistency more than I need a 37-point game than a 12-point game. Than a back-to-back 12-point game? You're supposed to be Ja Morant.
Well, okay. So with that being said, did you see LaMelo Ball's game against the Bulls? The Hornets, when he played the Bulls a couple nights ago?
What day was it?
It's fine. Because I believe LaMelo Ball only had like 2 points in the first half. He had a horrible game. I mean, the whole team had a horrible game. It was May the 6th, last Thursday.
Okay, no, I don't think so. No, I don't believe I watched it.
I just saw the highlights. Of course, I didn't, see the full game. But I watched the highlights.
Yeah, that's mostly how I catch the Hornets. Well, no, sometimes I watch the Hornets full games back, but very rarely do I watch it all the way through.
Like LaMelo in that game, Cliff, he was 1 for 10 from field goals, 0 for 2 for 3-pointers, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. He had 4 points total.
But that's going to
happen.
You know what I mean? You're going to have your bad games. You're going to have your bad games. But what I will say, looking at LaMelo's stats from the season beyond, he's consistent. He's more consistent. His stats are more grouped together. You know what you're going to get out of him.
Right, for the
You know what
most
I mean?
part.
So when you come in as a strategist or a game planner, you say LaMelo's going to get us 14 points. He's going to get us at least 5 to 6 rebounds, and he's going to get us about 4 to 6 assists.
Mm-hmm.
That's factual. We can count that
Right.
on him. Hopefully
Right.
he has a better game, but we can put that in the books that he'll. It's almost
At
like
least.
playing spades, where it's like, yeah, I got 2 in a possible. You know, like playing with Ja Morant, I got 2 in a possible. But playing with LaMelo, I'm like, I got a guaranteed 3. I got a guaranteed 3. I don't know what's going to happen after that. And I'll always take that guaranteed 3 over the 2 in some possibles.
So you would take LaMelo Ball over John Moran if you had like a fantasy draft?
Fuck
and
yeah.
You came down.
Fuck yeah. Every day of the week.
Hell no.
Every day of the week.
Man, I can't do that.
Every day of the week. He's another one that's scared to shoot. John Moran is scared to shoot. Yes. If it's not a dunk, if it's not a floater or a little midi, he's not shooting that ball. He's bypassing that. I was watching him in the games, and I'm like, why are you passing the ball? There's nobody around.
He knows who his shooters are on the team, though.
But you won't.
Dylan Brooks.
But you won't unless you feel like you're hot. Now, if he's hot, he's going to take those shots. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't be the coach on the sideline saying, oh, is this a cold night for you, Ja? It's all right. Don't take them. Nah, nigga, take those shots. You should be, you as Ja Morant should be putting up at least 15 to 20 shots a game, whether you miss them or make them. You have to. Who else do we have? Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bane. He does his thing from 3.
Kyle Anderson.
There was another boy.
But I'm saying, though, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you're Ja Morant. On paper, you're the best player on that team.
He is.
You can't give me 12 and then a 37-point game. I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. You're not. That's not a number 2 draft pick, in my opinion. Just because you have the ability to do 37, but you can't round it out to where we're at least averaging 19 to 20s. You know what I mean? Like games, not your average, not your season average. But I shouldn't see anything below 19s when I look at your stats for the games.
I mean, like you said, though, I mean, some games, some games, even Steph might only, I mean, not these days. I'm just saying in the past, he's had.
No, that's correct. And, don't get me wrong. I am being hard on, and the reason why I'm being hard on him is because you went to the opportune location for a player like you.
Memphis.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine LaMelo Ball, and I'm not saying that he's just the dog all around dogs, but imagine him going to a team where he had to be the number 1 guy. Going to
you don't think team, so? Oh, because
Terry, Gordon,
Graham,
Monk, all those players are in front of you. You're the rookie. You're the guy that gets us coffee. We don't care how much you average. You ain't won Rookie of the Year yet, chump. Go get that coffee order.
Right.
When you look at Ja Morant that comes into Memphis and can't nobody tell him to go get coffee, but the people that signed him to that contract. Kyle Anderson can't say, Ja, go get that coffee.
Right. You're right.
You know what I mean? Dylan Brooks can't say, Ja, go get that coffee. No. How about y'all get my coffee, please? I'll be here tomorrow. Put it in my locker.
So do you think if John Morant had more help that he would get more points? Because then he might have like a...
I think he would get more assists.
A decoy to help him out?
I think he would get more... A decoy could help him out, but I think it would end up being more assists. Because at this point, if you're not willing to take the shot from beyond the arc, then motherfuckers know that you're not that you're only going to drive. You feel me? We can clog that paint up. And at the end of the day, you're only 6'1", 6'2" in heels.
Are you stupid?
I'm just playing.
I had to process that.
I'm just playing.
I was like, wait a minute, heels.
I'm just saying you're still a little guy, and to be as little as you are, to be going up on Capellas and all these big men, it's once they get to scouting on you, we clog the paint. It's over for you. Unless you have the lane, you don't dunk.
Right. Well, I want to see, just as a comparison. So Allen Iverson came into the league in '96.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we already know Allen Iverson was just an elite player. I was just trying to look and see, because it says Allen Iverson, his rookie year, he had 23.5 points average that season, 41.6 field goal percentage, though. So I just
Allen truly came in by himself.
Right.
Ja has a few more weapons than Allen did. Allen could afford to get over on that on a 41% percentage. But at the same time, I respect that comparison that you're getting at, though, because with that being said, you should still, in my opinion, have a bit higher field goal percentage for the team that you play for.
Right.
Your team's not awful, but it's not great either. And they're looking for you to be you, and you're not being you. That's why I look like, who else would you take over him? Now, at the end of the day, I probably would do Zion 1, Ja 2, because everybody else in that draft class was not impressive to me. R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter.
Trae Young was nice.
I wanted to say Jay Cutler. Culver.
Culver.
Got drafted. The Timberwolves came out of. Where did he come out of? That's gonna bother me. Oh, I can't remember. I just can't remember. His name is Jay Culver.
Tyler Hero was hot, though.
He didn't come out that. Yeah, that was the 20.
The year before?
Yeah, we talking about Ja Morant's draft class.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't come out of that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, who else is taking his spot? R.J. Barrett? Nah. I'm taking Ja over R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, R.J. Barrett, your boy Darius Garland.
Yeah. Ooh, now.
Tyler Hero did come on that draft, actually.
Did he?
Here now, Cliff.
Oh, he was at 15.
13.
Was it 13?
He's at 13. Yeah, 13 the Heat. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't take Tyler Hero over John Morant still, but I'm just saying. Last year I might have, though, because last year, you said,
you know what? It depending on what Tyler Hero I get, maybe. Now, if I get the Instagram model fucking rap video making,
Jack Harlow,
designing the side of my head, Tyler Hero, I'm just playing. You can put a design in the side of your head if you want to. Just be focused.
Right. Play ball.
But, yeah, that's what I'm getting at, is if I'm getting the Fashion Nova Tyler Hero, then, yeah, I'm taking Ja Morant. But if I'm getting a focused Tyler Hero, I can see myself taking Tyler Hero over Ja Morant.
Yeah, because last season, boy, he was the truth.
And you can definitely tell, even in this season, he has it in him. He's just not focused. It's clear evidence it comes down to focus.
Right.
Like everybody was saying, it's a focus thing.
No, it is. I mean, you know, you got to pay attention to the mission. You got to focus on the mission. If you don't do that, hey, you ain't going to do nothing. Did you see the latest Rookie of the Year standings, by the way?
No, I did look them up. I saw that on one standing they tried to put LaMelo back at 1, though. I can't remember who it was. Was it NBA.com?
They got him back at 1. I was like, that's dirty.
I don't know if I would put him there just that quick.
That's what I was thinking, man.
I mean, he
His stat
deserves to
line,
be up there.
his stat line's not even. I mean, it's more assists clearly than Anthony Edwards, and it's more rebounds by one. But I mean, Anthony's averaging 2.9 more points per game than LaMelo is.
But at the end of the day, it's just points.
Right.
And another thing is, I believe LaMelo's averaging like 2 point something steals per game and shit like that.
Okay, it didn't tell me. It didn't tell me his
Yeah,
skills,
he's
but
got
probably
like
so.
he might be like 1.8, but it's damn near like 2 steals a game type shit. Like
I can see that because he does some crazy defensive plays. Like
he's out there, man. He works all across the court. I really do like that little boy. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
do too. I do too.
And I don't mean little boy. I'm
I
sorry.
know
I
what you
meant
meant. Young man.
You're right.
I was like, he's taller than both of us.
Yeah, by far.
His money taller than both of ours.
Listen,
like,
you goddamn right about that. Give me a loan, motherfucker. Add me to the marketing team. We'll get you some football cleats.
Right, But no, I mean, I figured LaMelo, but when it's time is said and done, would get back to number one, just because, let's be honest, that's who everyone wanted to see win the Rookie of the Year, anyways. And not saying he don't deserve it, but that's just.
I don't know if I would say everyone wanted to see. I would say he's the most popular out of all.
He is.
So from an NBA marketing standpoint, they would want him to win because with him winning comes all of the fame that he and his family brought into the league. They had their little show on social media. Dad's been making claims since the beginning and hasn't been off on a lot of them.
Right.
So it makes more sense for the NBA to put somebody like a LaMelo Ball as opposed to Anthony Edwards. And I think it's better for all of us for it to be that way. Because like I said, out of all the young bucks, I do see Anthony Edwards has that killer in him. And I've said it time and time again, nothing drives anybody like revenge does. And if he feels like he gets snubbed for the Rookie of the Year this year, I feel like that could bring a whole nother Anthony Edwards out that nobody's seen quite yet.
He's a dog. I mean, he's nasty on the court. For a rookie coming in here like that, yeah, he gonna be a problem, bro. Bron and them, bro, watch out in a couple of years.
I'm telling you.
If he even makes it to then, and then I
called it with Jason Tatum. I'm calling it right now with Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he gonna be a problem. And then I seen I don't know if you've seen it, the defensive player standings of the year standings.
I know it was Ben Simmons 1, Rudy Gobert 2.
They moved Rudy up to number 1 on NBA.com.
Did they? That makes sense though. But it also kind of brings up the question, what all are you basing it on? Like, are you basing it on just stats or the fact that Ben Simmons guards the 1 to the 5? You know what I mean? Ben Simmons truly guards point guards to centers and still averages the stats and steals that he averages. That to me is more impressive than a Rudy Gobert getting blocks in the paint. Because you're supposed to.
Supposed to. Right.
You stay there.
Right. That's your stomping grounds.
So I'm not as impressed with that as I would be Ben Simmons' defensive ability, because you're doing that with everybody. You're keeping up with point guards out there with your 6'10" ass.
Right.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It's not easy either. Yeah. And he is. And then obviously, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say who's continued the, what was the list from the 3? I just want to see 3 to 5 if you got it.
Yeah. So Bam Adebayo's at 3.
That makes sense.
Giannis number 4 still.
Okay, that makes sense.
This is the new one. Miles Turner.
Out of the Pacers.
That's what fell off. He fell off.
Oh, okay.
It's now Clint Capella from the Hawks at number 5.
That makes sense too. I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
Clint
That's not
Capella.
far off.
Right.
Yeah, the
So
only
that's interesting.
disagreement I just kind of I would
Rudy.
the yeah, I don't
Yeah, I don't.
know. I don't know if I would just be so. And let's be honest, we know what happened. He came out with like a 4-block game, 5-block game type shit, and he bumped.
Right.
But I don't know if that's as impressive.
I feel like Rudy Gobert's overrated. I don't think he's a bad player. I just feel like he gets hyped up more than what he.
I don't think he's
really is.
overrated. I think the reason why you think that is because we talked about this on previous pods too, is that he's on Utah. So we don't get as much airtime of him as other people do. So we don't get to see what they're talking about as much.
That's true.
And let's be honest,
true.
how many times do you type in Utah Jazz to look up highlights?
I don't, unless I heard Donovan Mitchell had a crazy game. You know what I mean?
I only do it if I hear something or for this show.
Right.
But Utah Jazz is not the number one team I want to see play anyway. So
right.
Rudy Gobert could be going the fuck off, and we just don't know.
But they are number 1 in the West, so I will give them that. They're number 1 in the West.
And they held that too.
I will give them that. I can't hate on them.
They held that for more than half the season, so
they did. And you probably already seen the MVP standings as of lately still.
No, right? I did not. Assuming.
Okay, so of course Joker's still number 1. I think Cliff, it might be too late. I think Joker may take off with it. Embiid still number 2. Giannis number 3. Chris Paul number 4. And listen to this. Luka number 5. You have Steph Curry at number 7.
Who's at 6?
Damian Lillard. Yeah. I don't understand why Steph, like you said last week, Steph Curry should at least be 4. Really should be 3 over Giannis to me, in my opinion.
You kind of, and I'm not trying to hate because this is another motherfucker that I love. I absolutely love my guy. But you kind of got to X Dame out. Not altogether, but altogether out of that top 8. Just because CJ has come back and quieted Dame.
Ain't he?
Dame, now I'm not saying quieted like disrespectfully. I'm just saying Dame hadn't even had an opportunity to ball like he's been balling because of CJ.
Right. CJ been putting on.
And once again, when we talk about the MVP from the standpoint that we discussed about being valuable to your team as well as the NBA, when you have somebody like CJ come back and do what he's done, it almost kind of dwarfs your NBA. Right. It's like, well, damn, you were a possible MVP till we see that he could be the MVP of the team as well.
Right.
He just was out for a lot of the season. So now it kind of makes it us question if you're really the MVP.
Right.
But when you look at somebody, to your argument, when you look at somebody like Steph, it's like, nah, the nigga's been doing this the whole entire season. And he's had a healthy season.
I mean, he
for the most
part. I mean, but Steph,
he was hurt, but he wasn't hurt like last year before. You're out for months type shit.
Yeah, it was bad last year. I mean, Steph been feeling himself since about April and most of the season. But I mean, there were some rough parts of the season. And I think that's why they're slighting him on the MVP because he really didn't start clicking until April. But yeah, that's disrespectful once again. He should be higher than 7.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
But I mean, because even last night, Cliff, you probably seen it. He had 49 points. I know it's just the Thunder, but I mean, through 3 quarters, you already got 49 points. Steph Curry.
You said last night?
No, a couple nights ago.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, last night they played the Suns, didn't they?
No, they probably did, but
they played the Suns. I can't even remember who won that game.
The Warriors did. They beat the Suns.
They did.
That reminds me to tell you that. Yeah, because speaking of them,
I can't remember
I don't think the Suns are who we think that they are. It was 122, 116. Suns. I mean, not to toot my own horn. My Lakers beat the Suns the other day without without LeBron. Of course, we still had AD, but and I know it's just one game, it's not the playoffs, but that worries me for the Suns. I feel like y'all been taking too many L's lately.
The Suns,
they're cooling off. Wiggins had 38 in that game.
Where
y'all should have kept him in Cleveland. I should have kept him.
Man, stop fucking playing with me, man. You telling me shit that I know.
Yeah, he had 38 points against the Suns last night, man.
What was I about to say, though? I felt like I was about to say something.
I said the Suns were falling off. I feel like they're not.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about Chris Paul. What was it I was about to say? Not Chris Paul. We were talking about the Suns, but that leads me to believe what I was about to say was about Chris Paul.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think this was where I was going.
Okay.
Could you make the same argument that you make about Russell Westbrook about Chris Paul?
Stat player?
Definitely stat player.
Doesn't want to win a ring?
I wouldn't say doesn't want to.
Okay, just can't or won't win a ring?
Can't or won't. Just because the only reason why I say that is Chris Paul's best opportunity at that ring was in LA.
It was, yes.
Yes. Honestly, don't believe there was any reason why you shouldn't have gotten a ring there.
That was just rest in peace to old Commissioner's soul, but that was just some BS. Let's just tell the truth. You know what I mean? Because you look at all the trades that are like, this is neither here nor there, I guess. But like, if that
they
same
had
commissioner
Sweet Lou back then, didn't they?
What year was that? 2010. I want to say it's 2010, right? Probably 2010.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll look it up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was still in high school. I want to say Lakers roster. So they had
still in not Lakers, the Clippers.
Oh, you talking about the Clippers? Yeah, I didn't graduate until 2011. Yeah, I was a junior or senior.
Oh shit, Jay.
Right. I was listen. Clippers had Ryan Gomes, Eric Gordon, Steve Blake, Rasul Butler, Marcus Camby, Steve Novak. I remember him. Brian Cook, Willie Warren, Craig Smith, Marty Collins, Brian Skinner, Baron Davis, DeAndre Jordan, Al-Farouq Aminu, Blake Griffin, Bobby Brown, Randy Foy, Ricky Davis, Drew Gooden, Kareem Rush, Al Thornton, Chris Kaman, Sebastian Telfair, Eric Bledsoe.
Okay. Well, did they have Chris Paul? Did you say Chris Paul on that?
No, they didn't have Chris Paul. Chris Paul was still a Hornet, I want to say.
You're right. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, Chris Paul. I'm looking at the roster now. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, he was still.
So then Lou came after everybody left.
So the Clippers are talking about?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That was probably 2014.
Lou Williams in 2010 played for the 76ers.
Okay, yep, that's exactly who it was. I was just thinking of jersey colors. That's exactly who it was. When did he go to the Clippers? Did it say? Does it say there? It was either 2014 or 2016.
2017.
Oh, 2017.
Unless he went more than once, because he been.
Nah. That was the only time.
Okay, yeah, 2007. Yep, 2017.
Yeah, that was the only time.
Yeah. We will.
But
yeah, I mean, Chris Paul should have won his ring on the Lakers. I mean, for sure. He kind of got gypped. So I you know what? I can't put him in the same conversation as Russ, only because we'll never know at this point, obviously. But I do feel like had he played with Dwight Howard and Kobe, he definitely could have got a ring that year. They shut him down. Now Russ has got to play with once again James.
Smack
Harden
your motherfucking self. Smack your motherfucking self.
You never know.
That's one. Smack your fucking self. That's one. Two. What I need you to do is smack your fucking self. Because regardless, even if Chris Paul got sent to the Lakers, which I do feel like he got cheated out of that whole situation, I will give you that. No guarantee that they get that ring.
No guarantee, but very likely. Very likely.
More likely.
More likely.
More likely. Not very likely.
If we won with LeBron and Rajon Rondo and AD, I'm thinking we're gonna win with Paul Gasol, Dwight Howard, Kobe, and
or
Chris
Kobe
Paul.
gonna lump the fuck out of Chris Paul because he like, nigga, you just a Russell Westbrook and you ain't do shit. But come to this team, and we all know Kobe ain't Kevin Durant or Bradley Beal. Kobe would take your shoes off your feet.
Right. Rest in peace. He sure would, boy. He say run them shoes right now and not talk to you for a whole week, or two.
How many shoes did Chris Paul get taken away playing for the Lakers? How many shoes did Chris Paul save not going to the Lakers? Better question.
Right.
That's the better question.
Buy a couple pair, huh?
Listen, if you couldn't get it done being the great Chris Paul in LA, you wasn't getting it done, bruh. You wasn't getting it done, Kobe or not. That was the farewell. Let the farewell tour be by himself.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's looking too good for Chris Paul to get his chip.
But speaking of your Lakers, they almost lost to the Knicks yesterday.
One in overtime.
From that.
One in overtime.
That gifted call.
That gifted call, what happened?
The Julius Randle travel.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that part.
It was a travel, though. I will tell the truth. It was a travel. Right. He switched his pivot foot. It definitely was a travel. But
I try travel on us.
The only thing I was looking for when I say gifted is it was kind of hectic in there. You could have called a foul just as easy as you could have called a travel. You know what I'm saying? Like it was basically what I'm saying is that Lakers.
I mean, yeah. I mean, once again, I mean, you know, were they playing in LA or were they playing in New York? I don't remember where they were playing at. But New York is the Mecca, like Aaron said. I mean, New York holds a lot of, you know.
I want to say they were in New York.
Yeah. Right. You're right, because they said that AD was taunting Spike Lee.
But that's usually how it happens, though. You usually get fucked in your home court.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Before somebody else's court.
You're right. You're right.
But that's because I believe you have to bring in out of town ref when you're at home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't have like your
sure it's
all
not
home,
biased.
right?
That makes sense. No, that does make sense.
But it was a travel. I'm not gonna lie about that. It was a travel, and it was very good defense by. I want to say AD and
Taylor Horton Tucker.
No, I think it was Macklemore. I think. I'm pretty sure it's Macklemore and AD. Yep. If my memory is correct, that's exactly who it was. But yeah, I mean, Horton Tucker hit the game winner.
That's what I was hearing about.
Yeah,
okay.
That's who hit the game winner. And then I saw that play where AD smacked him in the back of the head. Did you see that? They was talking about, I can't even remember who they was playing. It might have been that game. I think it was that game. There was a play where he went up. Shot clock's going down, like 4.6 on the shot clock. He goes up with some crazy fucking layup. Like, had no business throwing it up type layup. Bounces off the hoop. He gets the rebound and goes back up against the center and puts it in for 2 at the end of the fourth with like 16, 18 seconds left. But the whole thing that tripped me out was, and after the play, they AD smacked him in the back of the head. Like, what was you thinking? It wasn't hard, but it was like one of them, like, what was that? Like,
right.
And Doris Burke and all them, I believe it was Doris Burke commentating, was like, I don't understand why you would take that shot. He should have dribbled it out. Once he took the first shot, the shot clock restarted. But the shot never hit the rim. The first shot, the wild ass layup never hit the rim. So I'm wondering, like, was she confused in thinking that the shot clock would have reset? And I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to do. You know, I didn't even understand why AD would have smacked him in the back of the head other than taking the initial crazy shot.
Right.
That was the issue. But the fact that he got the rebound and went directly back up, I thought that was smart because you never hit the rim in the first place. You got to get it up. You only had 4.6 before you took the layup. By the time he went down with the rebound, he only had 2 seconds left on that shot clock. So what else? He couldn't dribble it out. Otherwise, that would have been a J.R. Smith in Cleveland situation.
Yeah.
At least he was smart enough to go straight back up with it. So I just was so confused, like, because the title of the clip, the video clip, was Horton Tucker almost pulls a J.R. Smith in finals. So that, of course, clickbait to me. I want to see what he does. And I watch it. I'm like, what did he do wrong? Like, other than take that first dumbass shot, what did he, I don't see what he did wrong here. And everybody's all jumping down his throat. I honestly still to this, I would like for somebody to watch it and tell me. Explain it to me in the comments if I'm missing something. Because I thought that was the perfect play to do. You messed up, you threw up a bad shot, but at least you got the rebound and finished it. What else was he supposed to do?
Right.
Nobody else was in position. I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that back. I must have missed that
Motherfuckers is being hard on your Lakers is what I think it is.
Oh yeah, you know it comes.
But it's expected. They should be. Mm-hmm. They should be being. You're the reigning champs at the moment.
Right.
So you can't afford dumb shit like that. I get it, but at the same time, LeBron's not in. So if throwing up dumb shots gets y'all the Vic, throw up those dumb shots. Shit.
Right.
What else can you do? LeBron's not in. Which brings me to my next question. When does LeBron come back, in your opinion? You think he's back first game of the playoffs? You think he waits to see who y'all got? Well, first off, y'all are at number 7, so y'all are in the play-ins right now. I believe you're down 1 game from the Mavericks, right?
I'm about to look. So to answer your question initially, I heard a rumor that LeBron will probably come back tonight because we play the Punk Rockets, and that game, by the way, is at 10:30.
Like a tester game. He's gonna come back as a tester. See where he's at to see if he can sit out for the rest of the season or if he needs to play the last 2 games.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly. Now, you asked about the standings with the Lakers in the West. Was your other part as far as?
Is that what I said?
I thought you were hitting towards something like that because right now we're number 7 as we said.
Yeah.
But like you said, also we're a game behind the Mavs.
I said you're 1 game, so there's a chance that you could get out of the play-ins.
We're actually 1 game behind the Mavs and the Trailblazers.
Oh, really? So the Trailblazers dropped. So now
both of them are 40 and 29.
What would they do if it was a 3-way tie?
That's a good question. Probably go interconference. Well, you can't do that 3 ways? Huh?
It would already, because you're already basing it off of conference wins in the first place. So the only thing you could do is take it into interconference, like to where you count the East wins as well, and whoever's record is better gets the higher seed. Otherwise, you have to do a tiebreaker before even the play-in started, and I guarantee the NBA didn't plan on that.
Right. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Yeah, that's a good point because it's going to be a close race now with those three teams: Lakers,
Right.
Mavericks, and Trailblazers.
We all know who's out of those three.
Who's out?
Yeah.
What you gonna say? The Trailblazers?
Out of those
Mavericks,
three?
because Mavericks because of Porzingis.
Period.
I don't know though, because Luka.
Nah, out of those three, the Mavericks are out of there.
You can't count him out either, man.
Unless Porzy comes back, the Mavericks are
Luka don't
out
need
of
him.
there.
To be honest with you,
no, he doesn't need him. But once we're getting into like play-ins involving the Lakers and the Trailblazers, well, assuming one of them is out of the play-ins, but I'm saying either or. You get what I'm saying? You need Porzingis. You can't just beat CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, and all them just Doncic. Doesn't work like that. And I would say the same for the Lakers. You have a better chance of beating the Lakers that way, assuming somebody's not in, whether that be LeBron or AD. But a Lakers at the full capacity, Trailblazers at the full capacity, Dallas doesn't get past either of them in 1 or 7.
Well, unsung hero is Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know if you've been watching him this year or lately, man.
Yes, I have.
Why'd I say 40?
Listen, we already talked about Luka being depressed because Tim Hardaway smacking off his mom allegedly.
Right. Oh, we did say that. Yeah.
So we know Timmy's doing his thing.
Hey, and my boy, we'll call him Lamborghini Trey, hitting half court threes every here and there too.
What are you talking about?
Trey Burke.
Trey Burke?
He hit a half court 3 a couple nights ago.
Your best friend?
Yeah, right. Look, I called him Lambo. Oh no, Ferrari. I'm sorry.
Look,
Ferrari
you don't
Trey.
even know your best friend's name.
Ferrari Trey.
Y'all's your best friend from Scene 70.
Right. Like Scene 75.
I know. Well, I was leaving it out, but
you was trying to. Well, hey.
I don't know if he got enemies. I know where he went to high school.
Well, hopefully he got enough bodyguards. Get some money, pay somebody to take care of you. But yeah, I mean,
Mavericks both of us know what no bodyguards present.
Right. No, you straight. Yeah, you right. You right on that.
Listen, I almost wanted to be like, nigga, you need a friend, you need a gun, you need somebody.
Right.
What's going on? Like, you by yourself in here?
Right. Listen, I'll be ball boy. Shit. I'm trying to get a little cut. Whatever it takes to get us on the map.
Archer 2 for some good pay per year.
Right. Right.
Allegedly.
You know, allegedly. But yeah, I mean,
allegedly.
It's gonna come down to the wire, like we said, man. With these teams, I feel like though, it's gonna.
Listen, and I'm and we gonna do it like this for the next one. No, understand, shit happens.
Duty calls.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at you for it. We'll wrap it up with the Hornets Nuggets game. Hornets lost to the Nuggets. This was just yesterday. 112-117. Devontae Graham's first game back from injury.
Okay.
Last game was May 2nd, if I'm remembering correctly. But his first game back, he scored 31, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 10 of 19. Great game for him. But the reason why they couldn't get that win was MPJ, man. Michael Porter Jr., man, he did that shit, man. He scored 30 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 12 of 18 from the field. It seemed like he could not miss a 3.
Yeah, he's true.
It seemed like he could not miss a 3. And if I remember correctly, I think I may have said something about him coming out to the Wizards. That wasn't correct. I was getting him confused with Otto Porter Jr. Because Hachimura went to the Wizards that rookie year, the same year that he came out. That's the same draft class as Ja Morant. Michael Porter and Roy Hachimura. Rui, whatever his name is, Hachimura. And I mean, when you think about it, I don't know if I would take a Hachimura over Ja, but the way Michael's been doing his thing, I would definitely take a Michael and a Tyler over him.
Man, Tyler last year, yes. Michael, I like Michael, but I don't know if I go there yet.
I'm taking Michael over Ja. Michael is the new KD. Yep, watch.
The new KD.
Watch when KD starts what's the word I'm looking for? Slowing down. And I didn't want to use slowing down because let's be honest, he's slowed down.
Yes.
But his game is still similar as it was in the past. So once he is slowing down to the point of passing the reins, it's going to MPJ. Well, I mean, and that's only because Jason Tatum isn't the same player. You know what I mean? Like Jason Tatum is a little different than a KD. But if we're talking about like playing the game and efficiency, that'd be Jason Tatum over Michael Porter Jr. But Michael Porter will have a more similar game to Kevin Durant in his prime once Kevin Durant passes those reins, is what I'm saying.
I can see that.
But yeah, shouts to them. But the only reason why I brought that up is because the Hornets, if you can even keep up with number 4 out west, that lets me know that you may have a better shot in the postseason than I thought you did. Because that was a very, very close game. Period. But to take us out, what I will say is, of course, hit the showers. I'm going to give you 2 questions just because it's me and you. One being, who is your rookie of the year? 2 being, how am I going to do this? Because that really would be 3. Nah, we ain't even going to do it like that. 1 being rookie of the year. 2 being your final, I won't say final, but close to final prediction of who wins the chip and hit the showers. I don't even care to hear no, I do for the sake of it. Who's winning the chip? Who do they play? So the last 2 games, the finals and the rookie, and then hit the showers.
Rookie of the year, I'd like to see Anthony Edwards win it, but I know LaMelo Ball's going to take it at this point, it sounds like. As far as championship goes, man, that's tough. I feel like it really is anybody's game lately.
I do too. I agree. That's why I asked that, because I think I kind of switch it up a bit.
I think championship could come down to, man, there's so many injuries and stuff too. I'm gonna say Brooklyn because James Harden's supposed to be back soon. And I know Kyrie just has that facial contusion. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Kyrie just another what we talked about, a reason to get out.
Right. Well, he did get hit pretty hard in the face, though. I don't know if you've seen it.
Another reason to get out.
He could be, but I'm gonna say Nets.
If it wasn't a concussion, why aren't you playing?
Contusion.
But was it a concussion where you
concussed?
No, but
it's Kyrie. It's Kyrie.
Yeah, you have you have a knot on your face from getting hit.
Right.
But that's the same as, like we said, if it was Bad Boy Detroit, your pussy ass sat out because you had a lump on your eye.
That's your boy.
I'm just saying that I don't even think you could say my boy. That's the generation that we live in. I love Kyrie to death, and if they gonna let you sit out for a facial contusion after you've taken 60 mental days, that's on your team. That's on the ownership of your squad. So all the power to you for getting that.
I'm gonna say Nets and gonna say Nets and Sixers. I'm gonna say because the Sixers, I mean, you still can't count them out. I mean, Embiid's still doing his thing. Yeah, I'm gonna say Nets and Sixers. I almost,
I'm
I
sorry.
almost want
Did
to,
I say
almost want to say
finals? I
Nuggets.
meant well, it couldn't be the Nets. I meant the championship because
Oh,
it
not
can't be
Nets
the
and
net.
Sixers. No, I'm
Right.
sorry. Right. I'm gonna say Nets and Nuggets because you can't count Denver out. Like you said, Michael Porter
Ooh,
Jr., Joker. The boys are still balling without Jamal Murray. I think they've
that's
been eight and
interesting.
two. They've been 8-2 since Murray's been out or something like that.
Yeah, nah, yeah, that's interesting. I never. Okay, the Nuggets.
Nuggets and I'm gonna say the Nets win that, especially if Harden comes back. I think Harden finally gets a chip, especially with Kyrie back, KD doing his whatever things, not get him injured. So I'm gonna say Nets would win that and win it all.
Who's hitting the
Now
showers?
hitting the showers, I would say I'll just do one because I don't want to steal one that might be yours that I have a
Do
potential feeling
two.
about. But for sure, the assistant coach on the Indiana Pacers hit the showers.
What did they do?
I don't know if you've seen that supposed altercation, which was not even altercation. It was weak. One of his players, I don't remember what game it was. It was the Pacers against somebody. Somebody missed the block or got dunked on or something like that. And he goes on the court and he's just yelling like a coach would. And they chalked it up into they ejected the coach from the game. Um, but supposedly the coach and the player were about to get into what they called a tussle, but it was nothing even like that. But the coach was being a jackass. It was, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say for that reason, since he tried to act all big and bad, that assistant coach
Mm.
on the Pacers, I'm gonna need him to hit the showers because, bro, you wasn't doing nothing, and you the assistant coach. You ain't even the coach.
Who is your second?
I was gonna say Luca for that weak ass foul he did on Sexton, man. That was weak, man. That was weak. That was weak.
I think so
That was
too.
weak.
I do. I think so too.
But yeah, you got your rookie of the year, your finals and prediction, and then what'd you say
Rookie of the
hit
year.
the
I'm
showers?
giving it to LaMelo.
Yep.
I'm sticking
Slow
with
come up.
it. It's going to LaMelo. If it does go to Anthony Edwards, I would not be upset. I would definitely congratulate the young buck. I do feel like it should go to LaMelo though, just because even with you being out, nobody could really top those stats other than the scoring.
Right.
And then, as we've talked about in previous episodes, if you average in the field goal percentage on top of the scoring, I'm still giving it to LaMelo. Outside of that, 41 game point? Anthony Edwards hit all. He had a very good field goal percentage. I can't remember what exactly it was, but yeah. Outside of that, I'm still giving it to LaMelo. Um, finals, I'm giving it. This is a long shot. I'm jumping out the window. Please don't catch me. Nets Warriors.
Hey.
I'm rounding it back to what we said earlier. The best motivation has always been revenge. And if Steph feels like he's snubbed for this MVP, he's going to show motherfuckers why he deserves to win it in the postseason. When he was playing, what was the last game that they played?
Suns.
No. Oh, okay. So yeah, it was the Suns. That's not the game I'm thinking of. The one before that.
He dropped 40 something first three
Pelicans or something
quarters.
like that.
I think
I
he
can't remember
played.
who it was, but he was hitting threes on cuz what was dude's name? Royce?
Mm.
Was it the Pelicans?
I thought of the Thunder. I know they played the other night, and he dropped
Hold up.
42.
I thought I wrote it down. I could have swore I wrote it down. The Jazz, the Jazz.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. He was hitting shots. He was hitting shots while dude had his hands straight up in his shit. Like he didn't care how close you were. He was shooting the ball. And dude his you could just see his demeanor drop. Like I can't fucking believe he hit that shot. Like And it just let me
you
know,
can do.
like, man, Steph is just amazing. But before we go out, I do want to say that Warriors Jazz, that's another reason why I say the Warriors, is because the Jazz were number 1, Warriors number 8. They beat them 119-116. That game ends up being a battle between Steph Curry and Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson is truly the Human Torch. I will give him that, even though he had an awful game from the three-point line. An awful game from the three-point line in that game. But he ended with 41 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, he's balling.
Shooting 16 of 33 from the field. While Steph ended with 36, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 11 of 25 from the field. And when you average that out, Jordan Clarkson's field goal percentage is like slightly ahead of Steph's in that game. So even though he had an awful game from the 3, he still, in my opinion, had a close game to Steph's performance.
Mm-hmm.
And he scored more points, so let's be real. So I feel like Warriors are going to end up being in the finals just because they handled the Jazz 119-116 with Steph by himself doing his thing. And it didn't even seem like it was Steph's best performance. So I feel like he has still has the ability to take it all the way to the house. Don't know if he'll win it. I think it goes to the Nets at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.
But my hit the showers would have to be, I had it and I lost it. I had it before fuck it. I can't get it back, and I'm not going to waste everybody's time. Love y'all, my shower heads, but my hit the showers is going to have to be Tyler Hero, just because you've been doing your thing for the past couple games. Should have been doing it long before that. Don't know if it's distractions, Instagram pussy, or your rap career, but somebody needs to remind you got drafted into the NBA. Focus on that first, my G. Do all that afterwards. You haven't learned from Kobe? Fuck. Leave that rap career alone at least till you retire, motherfucker. What about you,
Right,
Mark? You got anything to take us out with?
I was just going to say, go Wildcats. UK just picked up a top point guard in the country. I don't remember his name now. I had it pulled up, and now I can't find it.
I was about to take us out mid-year statement.
We're gonna be back on the map soon. Go Wildcats, baby.
Well, as always, shower heads. Until next time. I know we didn't fucked up last week. It wasn't our fault. It was YouTube's fault. It wasn't Streamlabs. I said Streamlabs. I apologize. YouTube's fault last week. We'll be back on next week Saturday.
This week.
Yeah, this week Saturday. I apologize. 6:30 Eastern time. Catch us. Like, subscribe. As I say, all that. And if you ain't good, be good at it.
Kevin Love for MVP.
Hit the showers. Shower heads, we love you.
Love everybody.